You asked a question. You made a statement earlier about when a patient with symptoms, a symptomatic patient comes to the hospital, would you take the risk of infecting the ones within or sending the person out? Now, would you rather risk infecting many other people along the road as that patient leaves and is trying to find his way or her way to the IDH or to the center, to the Ebola center? Now, which risk is higher?
The picture you painted is worse than what I said. But after I said what I said that's why for some hospitals, I know some hospitals, I have some hospitals in my area, so I've done some health awareness. And any hospital I go past, I do health awareness, and I tell them that you might not have a ward or a room within your hospital, but if you have a guard house or any house just outside within your compound, if you think patients that are coming, you keep them inside. And I said you should make calls. You should have areas where you make calls, you have an ambulance, you can transfer them to the place, allowing the patient to leave himself. Of course, he's going to either go in his car or mostly by public transportation. There's a high risk of contacting other people and spreading it faster, like wildfire. So these patients must be transferred as soon as possible and by the most effective means. The most effective means is the means the Americans used to come and carry Dr. O'Brien from Liberia. You get an air ambulance just for one person. Transfer, take. Is also fully kitted with the asthma gown so it doesn't spread it. So, but what we should do, or what we can do in Nigeria is, we have hotlines. There are already hotlines for every state. And that's been said that anybody that knows that you think has come in contact with anybody with Ebola or you are suspecting, you call those lines and they will come home. The protocol officer that died some days back was found out to have come in contact with someone with Ebola and was developing some symptoms, and they went to his house. Well, the call was made. They went to his house to come and pick him. So things like this are in place. So you should just keep them in an isolated room or tent. You make your calls, or you could use your ambulance if you are very certain you can disinfect when you are back. So those are the things that the fine details are being worked out by the health institution and even the minister. But the minister has had a series of meetings with the CMDs and the volunteer groups involved. So you need to give kudos to everybody that has been at this Ebola. Even the carpenters that are building the tents, so you have to give it to them too.
Do you think hospitals like yours, which is not specifically designed to treat this kind of cases, should have PPEs?
That is debatable. Now, I'll say that's debatable because yes, we want PPEs, at least for the doctors in the casualty, emergency rooms that will come in contact with these patients. But the risk of someone with Ebola coming to my hospital is a bit low. So we've been advised that universal precaution alone will be enough for us. But we are not willing to accept that. So far, their risk is there.
Okay, but at the moment, you don't have them yet?
We don't have them yet. We don't have PPEs yet. But they have enough PPEs in IDH, from what I heard last night, to take care of all these.
Okay, just before I wrap up, any word on this suspension of residents? Are you guys having meetings? Any communication from top, bottom?
Yes, meetings have been held. Interest groups are calling on the presidency. Some discussions have gone on with Senator David Mark in trying to solve this crisis, because really resident doctors are doctors that are planning to become specialists. Myself, by the grace of God, next year I should become a consultant. So you need this group of people. We have doctors that are career doctors, and in this group of people, you cannot take away the engine of a car and expect the car to move, because the engine will help you move. The consultants cannot work on their own. They will need help from resident doctors. And this SAC is going to cause some problems. And the reason is we have more Nigerian doctors outside Nigeria than in Nigeria. That's a statement of fact. there's some countries that are looking for doctors to come and work for them. Greece, for an example, and some other neighboring countries. And also, of course, countries in the Arabian Peninsula. And a number of these people, they have been waiting for something to just push them out of this country. And I know that even if they reinstate a number, when I say a number, I don't know what percentage, but it must be a small percentage, we will be leaving, going outside the country. And healthcare is dependent on resident doctors, especially in the place in Nigeria. We are the ones that do researches in conjunction with the consultants. We carry out things, we know this, we know that. The conditions seen outside the country is different from the conditions we see here. For example, orthopedics, for instance, a patient breaks his leg in, I just came from UK back ending of June. They have an accident, the patient gets to the hospital immediately. In Nigeria, they have an accident, you go to a traditional bone center, you come to the hospital later. Now, the conditions are different, and we even made them know that. So, we are here, we've done researches, we know how to take care of our own patients, we know how to deal with it. When they see some of those, our x-rays, our patients, they get overwhelmed, they are surprised that how do you guys manage to do these things? So, because we are available, we are able to do research, we have this information here, we are able to help. Even the consultants, I believe, are saying that it will be difficult for them to work with other people than to work with resident doctors, because they have the same training and the same line of thought. If it's not available, if my consultant is not available, if he falls ill, I will be the one that will be seeing the new patients and be standing instead and giving out the same, if not almost, but the same information that and same treatment that it will be given out. So it's very, very important that the government reverses this.
All right, we'll hope that meeting with the Senate President will eventually yield some fruits, and we hope that this will also be sorted out properly. We've been speaking with Dr. Akindele Akintayo, who is a senior registrar at the National Orthopedic Hospital, Ebola, in Lagos. He's also the president of the Association of Resident Doctors there. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.